Not gonna lie, I'm beginning to think we have made a massive mistake.
I'm Mackie, and this is my wife, Sid. We're professional mountain bikers on a quest to race the best and most challenging mountain bike races around the world. Turns out, when this is your raison d'etre, the hardest part isn't finding events to attend, it's deciding which events to attend. And sometimes you find yourself in a situation where you really want to do multiple events that take place less than a week apart on different continents. This is the situation I recently found myself in, with the Megavalanche Finals taking place in France on Sunday and the Downieville Classic starting in California just 6 days later. But we had to plan to get me home, swap my bike, get to Downieville in time to pre-ride. But then, of course, nothing went to plan.
Oh, what have we done?
I don't think you're allowed to travel by yourself anymore. Why is it always a train?
In the spirit of always doing everything all the time, we really wanted to do Downieville this year. Mackie also really wanted to do Megavalanche. They're a week apart. It's currently Monday before Downieville. Mackie's flying back from France right now. He gets in tonight. I will drive and pick him up in Santa Fe. He'll come back here. We'll unpack his enduro bike, pack his XC bike, throw everything else in there, finish the video that we have for Friday, do all that tomorrow morning. Then we drive to Albuquerque and fly out of Albuquerque to Reno. I just got on Flight Tracker and it appears like Mackie's flight is delayed getting into Dallas. He is currently looking at like a 35-minute layover between that and the Santa Fe flight. It's possible that he pulls that off through customs. I think it's a long shot. He's supposed to land in 3 minutes. We'll see if that actually happens. Anyway, I'm feeling a little strung out and like this was a dumb idea. Oh, what have we done?
That is probably one of the worst travel days. It started off fine. Flight from Geneva to London, no problem. Had a little bit of time in the London airport. And then the London flight was delayed slightly. But then that hurricane caused some problems. So we had to like go around the hurricane to get to Dallas. So got to Dallas and picked up my bags. They both showed up, which was great. Rechecked them and then sprinted through the airport. And I mean sprinted. I got a notification from Whoop that it registered a mountain bike ride. Got to the gate before the flight left, but after they closed the gate. I missed my Santa Fe flight. They put me on the next Santa Fe flight. So the next Santa Fe flight got canceled. Every single Santa Fe flight for tomorrow was 100% full. So I ended up getting a flight to Albuquerque, which was also delayed. Got into Albuquerque at 1:30 in the morning. Got this hotel room here. I am now looking at, what would it be? Over 24 hours of being awake.
Hello.
Room service.
Good morning. You're amazing.
No winning really, because if we hadn't had to go somewhere, then it wouldn't have mattered as much whether you made the flight.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yum. Thank you.
pretty good burrito.
I don't think you're allowed to travel by yourself anymore. Why is it always such a train?
To add to the chaos that has been this trip, my bags, my bike, and my suitcase did not make it on the Albuquerque flight last night. And they said instead of them sending them to Albuquerque, they're going to send them to Santa Fe, which was my original destination. And the flight is running late.
Admittedly, we're driving right past anyway.
Yeah, so fine. No big deal. Flight's running late.
Folks, we have some good news. We got the bicycle. So it's the other bag that's still in Dallas. And who needs that? But this was the one we needed because we need to put Mackie's bike for Downieville into the bike bag. Otherwise, we were going to just have a tiresome day of trying to fit things in cardboard boxes.
I would love to tell you that that was the end of the saga and we could get on to riding bikes, but alas, our nightmare travel day is still going. At this point, we have now rescheduled our flight to Reno twice, so we now have a full 16 hours at home to repack, finish editing a video, and then head back to Albuquerque, where we finally find Mackie's other bag.
Alright, good news everyone, Mackie will have underwear for this trip.
Repack yet again, and get on an airplane to Reno, which shockingly was actually on time. Unfortunately, things go off the rails again in Reno when we end up standing in line waiting for our rental car for no less than 3 hours. Guys, it's a miracle. We have a car. Didn't think this was going to happen. 3 hours later. By which point it's 9 p.m. and we're exhausted, Mackie is jet lagged, and we end up luckily finding the last hotel room available in Reno. We get barely 6 hours of sleep before we get up again the next morning to build our bikes in the grocery store parking lot in an ill-advised attempt to get to Downieville in time for a 9 a.m. shuttle to pre-ride the race course. In the spirit of bringing a little bit of positivity to this ordeal, we are super pleased with our decision to invest in the single bike truck tailgate pads, and it was nice for once to travel with bikes in a rental car in a non-sketchy way. Okay, you guys, we have accepted reality. We are not going to make it on our shuttle this morning. We've emailed them to tell them to please sell our spots. That's despite a really efficient bike build in the grocery store parking lot. And while I shopped, because you have to shop before you go to Downieville. You don't have to, but like the options are pretty limited. It's
You
like,
pretty much have to.
Pretty much have to. I think we made the right decision to not drive the 2 hours last night. We were exhausted. We got some breakfast burritos. We're gonna drive to Downieville now. We will figure out at least a way for me to pre-ride, because I haven't ridden this course since 2019. Mackie rode it last year, obviously. And then we're gonna race this weekend, because that's what we do, and it'll be fine. We get comments every now and then when we are honest about, not doing our warm-up or being late to the start or whatever, of people being like, that's really unprofessional, like you're not a real pro athlete. And it always kind of makes me laugh, because just trust me, we know more pro athletes, at least pro mountain bikers, than people writing those comments. And a lot of them are pretty loose, pretty sloppy, us included at times.
And I think there's something to be said for that, the resilience of handling adverse conditions, because a lot of people, if they have this okay, I get up 3 hours before and then I eat and then 2 hours before I do that, and if they have this structure that they have to follow, then when something doesn't work, which it's life, things just don't work all the time. This week's a perfect example, but they just lose it, they fall apart, and they can't handle it, and they're just so distraught by things not going the way they expected that they can't race properly. And could we do a better job of getting our warm-ups up and stuff sometimes? Yeah,
we have,
and we
done
have
a better job.
We've definitely improved on that. We have more structure since we have a house and we don't live on the road anymore. We've done a lot of things, but I think that never having structure for so long trained us really well, so that now we deal with adverse situations and conditions. We can show up exhausted, having not gotten a warm up, and still perform, because that's what we do.
This might not be our best weekend because it's not having a great lead up, but also it might be. I think what I've learned is there's just so much we don't understand about performance athletically and mentally and all of that you can't really count yourself out. We were both sick before Moab Rocks. We both had incredible rides at Moab Rocks. We haven't ridden for 4 days. Mackie just came back from France. It doesn't look good on paper.
Well, and when I was in France, my bike was gone. I had to pre-ride everything on a rental bike, and then I had an awesome race.
It is a constant balance for us with last night. We could have driven to Downieville last night. That would have increased our chances of getting on that shuttle.
Yeah.
But it would have decreased the amount of sleep we got by about 2 hours, which was not going to be a good situation because the sleep debt is accumulating this week. So we decided that sleep was more important than pre-riding, especially because we probably will figure out how to pre-ride one way or another. I think it's time to eat these breakfast burritos, listen to a podcast, drive to Downieville, try to
bring down our nervous systems a little bit, because it's been just kind of like a lot of bullshit over the past 76 hours. Now we need to just go have fun riding bikes and jumping in the river for the next 2 days. I think that's the best thing that we can do. We did miss our shuttle, but we got on another one at 11. Yay! I was actually really surprised that they had any openings because it's 2 days before the race, but got lucky, and now we got to get down there and not miss this one too. We made it to the top. Instead of going straight down the downhill, we're going to do the top part of the XC course too, just to like get a little more riding in, since we haven't ridden our bikes for a long time and have been doing planes, and it's kind of a long time. Do you remember how big of a fight we had here the last time we pre-rode?
Oh, I forgot about that.
It's one of the few times I think I've told you to go f yourself.
I think it's probably like the biggest fight we had.
It wasn't really that big.
No, I know. That's the funny part.
I was real mad though. But
Remember what we were fighting about?
we had gotten lost on the climb.
Oh yeah.
And instead of coming back for me,
Oh.
you just kept going up the wrong way. So we climbed like an extra 2,000 feet. And the whole time I was thinking, I don't think this is right. But like, surely if Mackie had any doubts, he would come back. But there's no cell service. I had no idea where I was. And that was like in my era of feeling like if I rode too much 2 days before the race, I'd be too tired for the race. Which didn't turn out to be true, in your defense. You still should have come back for me way earlier than you did.
In your defense.
In my defense.
Yeah.
And then I think you were not sensitive.
Nice.
Pretty. Wow.
Great. Yep.
For me, the downhill of the XC has always been cramp management and like dust.
Yeah, and dealing with other people.
Which it probably will be again, but hopefully faster other people.
Yes.
I'm just gonna anticipate the cramping. I think I know what I hit.
Yeah, okay, good.
That like first roll,
Yeah.
it kind of tempts you to like air off of it, and then there's like a triangle piece.
We got to Baby Head section, which is sort of the start of the descent. I guess that's not true. There's descending before. Anyway, that is where the old Downieville course and the new Downieville course came together. The old course went from, or was road, dirt road most of it, a little bit of pavement, from Packer Saddle. So we just turned and are riding the road back. We should see Packer Saddle here in just a moment. And then we are going to ride the Downieville downhill course so that we have now seen
Bits and pieces.
yeah, bits and pieces of the cross country, and then we'll get to see the whole downhill.
I've seen most of the single track.
That's true, it'll be most of the single track.
Right, I'll follow you for a bit. You should go ahead and you should do your thing. So probably won't really be following you. Bottle down already.
One of the first features to look at on this course, because that part's solid and then you have this awkward, oh nice, you made it look so smooth.
I don't know how to get in the right gear for the race though.
Yeah.
That's a real line! That seems questionable. Nice though.
How's it going, guys? One second. Did one of you guys lose a water bottle? No. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, they just had a flat tire.
Oh, I feel like I've up. No, maybe not, actually.
I think that is the better line.
A little more momentum next time.
It's really hard. Waterfall. What is the line I do?
No, I feel like that's not.
It's right here.
Oh, it's really hard to see where I'm supposed to go from here, though. Oh, I got scared.
Okay, so it's trying an alternate line now. just so that regardless of where she ends up in the race, she's got multiple line options. That seems fine. Ah, nice.
That was pretty good, actually.
Oh, that is so smooth.
That's the one.
Yeah.
That's the line. Farther to the left to set up, and then to the right of the last rock in the water pile.
Okay. Cool.
Because then it's a straight line.
Yeah, it looked really smooth
Like a
that
straight
time.
line.
Yeah, like a straight line. How's it going, guys? So pretty.
This is the crimp hill, because you just descended a lot, and then you have to pin it uphill for 5 minutes.
I need to go harder up it this year.
You want to practice? Should I get out of the way?
Nope. Sure don't. Almost exactly 200 feet. Nice. Oh. That was awesome. You didn't screw me up, I screwed me up. So.
I think I won't go that way.
I just wasn't too hard of a gear.
I'm really tired. I'm a little worried.
2 days before, that's very reasonable. All right. I think one had a flat tire, so okay. This is first divide, I believe, and it's the one with the exposure. That's how you can recognize it. Not worth it. It just makes you slide into this rock on the way out.
Definitely one of the best things about Downieville is the river.
The river.
Which is good because it is 125 degrees right now. Actually, it's just like 101 degrees, which is plenty.
Yeah, you don't even need to exaggerate. That's plenty.
Plenty. Got some watermelon. Gonna go sit in the river and eat watermelon.
In a lot of ways, we were extremely lucky throughout this process. My luggage showed up just in time to get everything we needed for Downieville. The rental car company actually had a pickup truck for us. And we eventually made it to Downieville and even got to pre-ride. Now, it's time to see what kind of effect this less than ideal lead up has on our race. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss next week's video where we take on the Downieville Cross Country, one of the hardest single day cross country races we've ever done. We'll see you then, and in the meantime, don't forget to be more awesome.
Oh, diggity. There's something about this race. Like, it's not long, but man, it is an ass kicking.